thing for us to be broadcasting around the world. We apologize for it. It's shameful to see this scenario.
Just
Horrible.
one guy trying to avoid this fight. Shout out to this guy trying to do something. Because where's the police?
This is a.
This is gonna be a massacre from Coritiba fans because there are way more Coritiba fans than Cruzeiro fans. It's gonna be a massacre.
What is the police doing? Just watching it. Just do something.
Man, this is horrible. This is horrible. This is a tragedy incoming. Hopefully, all Coritiba fans are. The police is just standing here to the side of the pitch and touchline.
Why is the police just holding their places there? I couldn't understand it. Terrible scenario there. Pretty shameful for us to broadcast this around the world, and we surely apologize for the fans watching it. This is not what we would want you to see at the end of this match. Terrible scene there. I think the fans of Cruzeiro are the ones to blame because they stepped in first.
Players going to the locker room already. If I'm Brawl Machado,
Crazy.
I call this game over.
This should be called.
Cruzeiro fans invaded the pitch after the goal scored by Robson. Then Coritiba fans invaded as well to fight against Cruzeiro fans, and this would be a massacre for Coritiba fans because there were way more Coritiba fans than Cruzeiro fans in the stadium. But I mean, this is the kind of thing that we don't want anyone to see because that's not what we want broadcast as Brazilian football, Eduardo Bispo. And I might say the game was bad. Of course, there was a poor performance from both sides, but nothing in the world is worse than what Cruzeiro fans has done after the goal scored by Robson. And the response from Coritiba fans was as awful as what Cruzeiro fans has done. I mean, this game should be called off immediately.
And I couldn't agree more, my friend Furman. This is disappointing for every person that loves Brazilian football. This shouldn't be happening. So many mistakes. I mean, a security mistake by the responsible for it there in the stadium. Disappointing reaction from the fans of Cruzeiro, and that's the thing. Throughout the week, we already had many protests from the fans of Cruzeiro against their own team, due to the fact that they are seeing the team dig down to the relegation zone once again after claiming a spot back at the top tier of Brazilian football. But this is just unexcusable.
Fat Ronaldo.
Unexcusable. This is a terrible scene, and we are sorry to see it happening. This shouldn't be the case. Just unfortunate to see the fans' reaction there. Just a violent one. Just stepping into the pitch. This was dangerous for everyone involved, for the players, for the refereeing squad, for the security. That guy all by himself, he was trying to do something and couldn't. Now we are going to check if the game will be resumed, or if Brawl Machado da Silva will call it over. I think this should be the case. There's no security for the match to be resumed. This is just.
We were already at injury time, so there is no big deal on calling the game over. I do think that the play was going to be reviewed by the VAR because I'm not sure if the position is onside from Robson. I mean, he's close to an offside position over there. If he's not offside, I think the goal was going to be
think he was
reviewed by the
offside.
VAR anyway. But what we saw, and we see children at the stadium, we see women at the stadium, and I won't call this guy man, this kind of people man, because they're men, they're savages. I mean,
This is gang mentality.
yeah, and they should be at least a little bit of jail time for these guys.
Sure.
At least a little bit, and it's not hard we have the image. We can clearly see each one of them, especially the first ones to get inside the pitch.
And the thing is, the least it should be done is, as you mentioned, identify every single one and never allow them back into a stadium. Never again. This is the very least that we can expect from the entire organization of the stadium. And there we have a fan shot.
This is okay.
This is alright. Yes, I agree. This is okay.
This Coritiba fan with Atlético Mineiro jersey over there,
Rivals
provoking the fans of Cruzeiro.
Yeah.
This is fine.
This is
Even
okay.
the Coritiba fans that were shouting segunda divisão, which is would be something like second division for you guys, second division. They were shouting this to the tribunes of the stadium where most probably
This is part of the game,
This
right?
is part of the game, provoking,
This is a
making fun,
professional football
laughing at
stadium.
each other. It's part of the game. Fighting, aggression,
It's like
this
a
kind
toilet.
of stuff is never part of football. Joking around with your friends, with the fans of the other teams. I mean, I root for a team and Brazil root for another one. We don't have to say which team, of course, due to our jobs, but everyone roots for a team. We go outside of the booth and we joke about our teams with each other because this is part of the fun of having football, having soccer, and having the teams battling each other on the pitch. But aggression, fighting, this is a mentality that doesn't suit the sports at all. The only way fighting suits a sport is when the fight is the sport. When you're in the ring, when you're at an octagon with MMA, when you're fighting boxing or kickboxing, Muay Thai, Taekwondo, Karate, any sort of fighting sports. It's the only time when fighting has a space inside sports. This is the kind of thing that we don't want to see, and I might say, I'm threatened and I'm triggered by what's going to happen outside of the stadium because these two organizations, because these is organized fans, as we call here in Brazil, these are the official supporters for these teams, are going to meet each other once again.
And I think it's already going on. We saw some fireworks and bombs going off at the back of the stadium right there. Look at the fans trying to watch what's going on, and this is just terrible. This is top tier Brazilian football.
The goal wasn't even confirmed.
I don't know. I think this match should be called off.
Yeah, I mean, if it's called off, it's going to be 1-0 for Coritiba. I don't know if the VAR checked the goal. I'm not even sure because the situation got so out of hands in that situation, and the clash is happening outside of the stadium, people. I'm sorry to inform you guys, but there's a clash happening outside of the stadium, just around the stadium. The game is not called off yet officially. Right now we have the police trying to do their job as well. This is the kind of thing that we don't want to broadcast to the world because that's not what Brazilian football is. And once again happening, unfortunately, with the Coritiba game, happening the Coritiba against Vasco just a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, the first time that, maybe not the first time, but a while ago when Coritiba was relegated, we saw a violent takeover of the stadium from the fans after the game, a violent one, a dangerous one, and
happened at Paraná game this year as well in the Paraná State Championship.
That time was at Couto Pereira though.
At the time, but the one from Paraná, I think it was exactly at the Vila Capanema, where Paraná fans invaded the pitch after the relegation of the team. I mean, why? Why?
And I mean, this is a frustrating moment for the fans, for sure. I mean, seeing Cruzeiro with a huge threat of finding the Serie B, going for the Serie B once again, and just frustrating for them to be in this situation once again. This doesn't allow them to perform the way they did, to invade the pitch as they did, and we saw just a horrible scene for us that love the game and love Brazilian football to watch once again. And I just want to see how the organizers and people taking care of the security will rely on the performance. And we are seeing a kid there.
It's a bit troll, isn't it? Over there. I mean, And the fans, let's say the fans that are not, I will say the word, it's criminals, okay? Those guys that are fighting each other, they are criminals.
It's a gang mentality.
Yeah. What they're doing over there, it's a crime. It's a crime. They're criminals.